PokeRAMBLE podcast.
The PokeRAMBLE is back with a brand new episode, and this time it's all about time. I said time twice, but no, we're not talking about Crash, we're talking about Pokemon, so let's just get into it. Welcome to episode 23 of the PokeRAMBLE podcast. I'm your host Kamal, and joined with me, as always, is the Brattle Frontier Brain himself, Amit. How goes it?
I'm good.
Wonderful,
Dude, it's time to talk about time.
it's about time.
It is about time.
It is literally about time. So yeah, no, we're back again with another episode of the PokeRAMBLE podcast, and
Not just any episode. This is Snake Backwards episode.
Ekans.
It is Ekans, yeah.
Oh god, I can't wait till you get to Mark. Censor. Oh god, dearie me. But yeah, how's things going? Good? Question mark.
Yes, yeah. No, things are good.
Nice
Nice to be back podcasting.
I popped in my Let's Go game today to get ready for Mewtwo Mondays tomorrow. Just get everything set up, you know.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
And what I didn't realize was how beautiful the aesthetic of the start screen is, you know, because like before you get into your sort of save, it shows you sort of the hours you've played, and it shows you the gym leaders and the badges as well. It just looks very aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, it looks very nice. Wait, what do you mean they got rid of that?
It doesn't exist in Gen 8.
Oh yeah, no, Gen 8, they show you sort of you after you've beaten the sort of Galarian league, let's say, with all your Pokemons that you've used last time you did it. So yeah, very different aesthetic. I prefer the Let's Go aesthetic in terms of the start screen, to be honest with you. But hey,
it's only just occurred to me that there is no Elite Four in Gen 8.
No, there isn't. Which is sort of appropriate. They've made it more like the Champions League rather than or the FA Cup or something like that, you know, rather than an Elite Four.
Can you imagine if, like, to be champion of the Premier League, you had to win the Premier League and then beat Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, and Chelsea?
It wouldn't be too hard to beat us, to be fair, at the moment.
It's true.
Yeah. But that's enough about honest truths. Week's been okay?
Yes, it has.
Good. Well, this episode is all about time and sort of lack of it, so let's just get into the first segment, shall we?
Let's do it.
This first segment is What's Pokemon Going On? I'll never get tired of that pun. Just a quick reminder, Magmar Community Day is next week, Saturday. If you evolve it, it'll have Thunderbolt, so yeah, enjoy. I mean, I caught about 5 shiny Electabuzzes without even really trying today, so yeah, get your Magmars.
And those Electabuzz get Flamethrower, right?
Yes, well, the evolution Electivire gets a flamethrower. So yeah, no, that's just it for that, really. The other thing to note is that Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home connectivity is now live, and it's live for all players. So if you use it, you get a Gigantamax Melmetal, which is perfect for Trick Room. So it's Brave Nature, 0 IV and speed. It's actually really a pleasant surprise to me anyway that they did this.
It's nice that they made it competitive from the get-go.
Yeah, because I can't tell you how much of a pain it is trying to get a 0 IV speed Snorlax, let's say.
Well, yeah, because normally for events...
Gigantamax 1. I guess now it's not that hard with the soup you can make.
Yeah, but the thing is, with normally with event Pokemon, they give them minimum 3 perfect IVs. So to reset for a 0 IV in speed is tough. It takes time.
Indeed it does. Talking about time, it's about time the Pokemon Go developers Niantic did this, which was the trading range has been increased to 12 kilometers. So this is a temporary thing they're doing till the end of Monday, but it's been really good. I've got a friend that lives not too far away, but we finally are able to trade with each other. from our own houses instead of having to go out and meet up and trade. So
Do you have to like hang out the window just to be within the 12k range?
No. Thankfully not. Thankfully not. It doesn't live that far. So
That's
yeah. It's been a great addition. And I think a lot of people have been contacting each other to get their lucky trades done that they would have had over the air. I know I had like 3 people contact me within an hour to get all the lucky trades done. It was quite hilarious. But yeah, this is a thing they're testing. I'm not too sure what they're testing it for, or if this is something they're considering bringing permanently, but I hope they do. It's a really good addition. And talking about good additions, actually, they also gave people the ability, if they've got a Pokemon that they've Mega Evolved, if you walk with that Pokemon, you can get Mega Energy. So that's a really, really good addition, and another way of getting Mega Energy apart from raiding and quests. I should have actually said that earlier on with the Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home connectivity. You've got a limited amount that you can sort of transfer over, so it kind of uses energy, let's say. And you start off with 10,000, obviously, and you get a gain of 60 energy per hour to refill it. And on screen, you can sort of see how much it costs to bring over Pokemon from Go to Pokemon Home, and it uses up the energy. So you can pay to refill it, which is 1 coin for every 10 energy, or 1,000 coins to fully recharge it, essentially. The most expensive thing here is shiny legendaries and shiny mythicals at 8,000 and 9,000 energy. So yeah.
Actually, one of those a week is going to take you a while if you're not paying money to accelerate the process.
Yeah, exactly. And it depends what Pokemon you bring over. I mean, I'm not really planning on bringing anything over at the moment, so yeah, I'm leaving it there. But that's all I got for Pokemon Go, unless you have anything.
Actually, if I'm reading this correctly, is it base cost plus shiny cost?
No, it can't be.
But that's how I read it.
You might be right. Actually, you are right, probably. In fact,
but then if it's a base shiny legendary with over 2,000 CP, that costs you more than 10,000 energy?
I'm thinking, and maybe someone who's done this can correct me, but I'm thinking if it's shiny, it just uses that rather than the CP ones at the bottom. But if it's just base plus 2,000 plus CP, it adds that, because you can't get over the limit of 10,000, can you? So
this is what I'm wondering.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't do that. It would be stupid. So I'm going to draw a line there and say it only costs, if it's shiny, it only costs that much. They wouldn't give you the additional sort of transfer costs. Yeah,
I'm looking it up now.
I'll leave someone else to figure that out. But we shall move on, or I shall say, let's go to our next segment. No, mind. So you want to be a Pokemon Master? This is the Pokemon Master segment where we talk about Pokemon Masters. And yeah, first things first, new chapters are coming on Thursday. I think it's chapter what? Is it 27?
27.
27. Okay, yeah.
No, 28.
Oh, 28. Fair enough. So it's actually bizarre that we're getting story chapters quite quickly. Because usually it takes like 3 or 4 months to get some new chapters, but we're actually getting another chapter after like a month of getting the last one, which is a pleasant surprise. So
and we can actually say who's in that. It isn't a spoiler, because it was announced in the game officially.
Gone.
So it's Signa-Suit Cynthia.
And you usually got something more to say when she appears. So what do you want to say about her?
Signa-Suit Cynthia and Komodo is one of my favorite sing pairs in the game so far.
It's because he got it after 600 gems, the jammy dodger.
Two pulls. Listen, Signa-Suit Cynthia and I were made to be a partnership.
Okay, let's just gloss over that before I get too jealous. Time trial
not
event?
as much as Serena, who I got first time round. Just put it out there.
Let's put I don't have any puns. Never mind. Anyway, time trial event. It's all about time. Bad timing. Time to go. Thoughts on this event? It's a new event.
It is. It's time. Okay. Oh, where do I start?
Okay.
The concept is phenomenal. I actually really like the idea, which is you have to try and defeat a particular stage as quickly as you can, and there's different grades depending on how quickly you finish the event, and the quicker you beat it, the more points you get. The more points you get, the more prizes you unlock. Standard event procedure.
It is capped at a certain amount of minutes and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, so on the hardest difficulty, the top tier time is 3 minutes 30, and then there's various grades beneath that. And what's really nice is there's also a practice mode, so you can practice different team combinations for free, no stamina cost, as much as you want to.
Such a good idea. Such a good idea.
Yeah, which is great. And actually, conceptually, really, really cool idea. It's a shame that the event runs for quite so long, because once you find a team combination that works really well, the event runs for 18 days, 3 battles a day. So you're just doing the exact same set of moves 54 times. But hey, it is what it is.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't had any sort of grind in such a long time with this game.
No,
so.
that's true. I mean, it's a shame in a way. It's a shame in a way that they didn't allow you to use a skip ticket, and that would just automatically use your best time to date.
Yeah, but then you would complain there's nothing to do. That's the catch-22 of it.
So here's my bugbear with this new event, and conceptually, really love the idea. My problem with the new event is it's the first event in Pokemon Masters that you cannot, no matter how hard you try, claim all the prizes unless you get lucky on the gacha or spend a bunch of money.
Okay. ...
So basically, you accumulate points for every time you clear the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you complete the stage at the highest difficulty every single day for 18 days, 3 times a day,
Mm-hmm.
You're still 5,000 points short of the top prize. Which, I mean, the top prize isn't anything crazy. It's 10 tickets towards a 5-star promotion ticket. So it's like part of a prize anyway. But it's a shame that... so basically, specific sync pairs give you bonus points towards your total score. And Skylar, Wiona, and Kahili are like the sort of more easily obtainable sync pairs, where there's not a huge amount of luck in getting them. You roll enough times, you'll get them. Skylar, you get from the start anyway.
Mm-hmm.
However, Blue, Rosanta, and the brand new sync pair, which is Nate and Braviary, which we'll talk about in a minute, give you much bigger bonuses, but all of them are in the gacha system. So there's no guarantee of you getting them unless you pull on their banners enough times to get a pity pull, and then you pick them on the pity pull, which you probably may have done with Blue when he first came out. You're definitely not doing it now because Blue is not as OP as some of the other pairs that you probably want to get your hands on. Nate, we'll talk about probably in more detail shortly, but is not a great sync pair outside of this event. And Rosanta has actually a really good sync pair, good sync grid, and he's probably one you might pill for because it's a special seasonal pair, but isn't even available today. You've got to wait another. I think it's a week or so before she's even released for the second time in the game. Is it Monday? So the event is already a week old at that point. I mean, it's. I think the bit that I have the problem with is not that it's purely that no matter how hard you try, if I'm new to the game, this event stops me from fulfilling what I want to fulfill.
So I always want to come back to this one thing. So I've been playing from the start of the game, doing all the gacha pulls and whatnot, and I've got my Blue 5 out of 5 without pulling on his own banner. I've always gotten it through other people's banners, but he's just popped out of there. But you always have to think about one thing. It's about getting that balance between new player and sort of the older players and stuff like that. And you can't penalize an older player for playing the game long enough, playing the game a long time, just because a guy's picked up the game yesterday and suddenly wants everything. Do you know what I'm trying to say there?
No, don't get me wrong. Like, you shouldn't be penalizing. You definitely shouldn't be penalising
my
the other
biggest
players.
problem is it's not about new players, because even if you're a new player, you're not going to be getting the final reward anyway, because your players are not going to be strong enough anyway.
By new players, I definitely don't mean started the game, yesterday, or started the game even during the anniversary. Like, that's, for me, that you're still a new player and you shouldn't be able to beat the hardest content in the game because it takes a while to get to that stage.
Mm-hmm.
But I've now played nearly 150 days, so I'm not obviously a day one player anymore, though I played on day one. But my new account is 100 and something days old. So I can clear any challenge in the game with the teams that I have. But I'm being restrained from doing it.
The problem is that with the way they've set up this sort of system to give 5-star, pulls a higher rate of getting more points, or a high percentage of getting more points, there should be a way of people that don't spend or don't pull that often to be able to get the final prize. That's my biggest problem. So,
yeah, and I don't mind if it takes me 5 times as long as someone else. Like, that's totally fine. But this is the first event where no matter how hard I try...
It needs to be accessible.
Yeah, and that's the bit that I think gets me down.
And mind you, most people have probably got blue anyway at this point if you've been playing from the start of the game, but I totally take on board the point that, some people are just going to have terrible luck and never going to get him, let's say.
Yeah, and there is a middle ground. Like, there are people who've played the game not since day one when, Blue's banner was first out and it was a big deal, but maybe people who joined when Red joined. And this is the first time that Blue's been back since then properly on a banner. And, you won't be pulling for Blue unless you really want him, because he's not... Or at least he wasn't until
whoa.
No. But let's be honest. Blue is not as overpowered as some of the other sync pairs in the game. He's great. Don't get me wrong, but he's not. And so if you have the option to pity pull on something, it's probably the character that you're using that banner for. It's probably that's who you're going to want. So most people won't have picked up Blue unless they were getting lucky on the gacha, right?
My real problem with this event is that, this event comes out and then suddenly Nate becomes available and he's such a bad pair to begin with. But it's the fact that if you get him, he gives you plus 100% sort of like...
Yeah, he doubles your score.
Yeah, exactly, doubles your score. And not only that, his stats double as well just for this event. And it's just
and so inside this event, he'll be phenomenal.
This event just to sell this character, and then after that is nothing. It's pointless. That's a bad precedent. I think precedent for things to come in the future. This is not the way they should be handling things. I think all 5 stars should have a base level. Like, look, 4-star characters X amount of points, 3-star characters X amount of points, 5-star characters X amount of points. Let's say they shouldn't just because like they want to sell you a character, they shouldn't put him up by like, I don't know, 100% or whatever. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, and if they'd have made it, like it's harder with flying type pairs because there's no 5-star story pair per se. But people who've been playing for longer will have upgraded Skylar or could have upgraded one of their 4-star flying characters. So if they'd have made it, it's still a flying event, but it was 5-star flying characters get this boost, 4-star flying characters get this boost. Like, at least, you're not penalized for
you
not
still
getting
get a
what you
boost.
need.
You still get a boost with the 3-star and 4-star, but it's not as helpful as it is going to be for like a
and if you've promoted Skylar to 4-star, then you get a bigger boost because you put the effort in.
I see what you mean. That's a really good
There's ways
idea.
around it, right? There's ways around it. But the other thing, and it didn't occur to me when I was just scrolling through the prizes, is that the prizes for this event are significantly under the kind of par that you would normally get for an event of this duration.
You're talking about the Villa or something like that?
Well, not Villa, but like if you compare it to maybe the Cyrus event that ran a little while ago, or even before that, other story events that we've had, or other events that we've had. If you add up what you actually get, there's 1 3-star promotion ticket. I don't even think there's a 4-star promotion ticket. The sum total of all the 5-star promotion tickets you can get, I think, is 2. But again, that's only if it's within your first 5 for that sync pair. Otherwise, it costs you 25 and not 20. Like, it's just getting to a stage where it's getting slower and slower to upgrade things and get more powerful things. And unless you're going to spend crazy amounts of money, that the process doesn't get much quicker for you. And by crazy, I mean like,
it takes you a longer time to get to where I am, let's say.
And by crazy, I'm not just talking like 20 quid a month or something. Like, you've got to put in 50, 60 quid per banner really to be keeping up with the pace of the game at this point.
I don't agree in terms of that. I think that's nonsense, but because I'm keeping up with the pace for the game, and I don't.
Oh no. So I purely mean if you want to keep everything at the top and everything upgraded. So not enough. That's obviously overkill to have all the content cleared. You don't need every single sync pair at the top, but just to have like if you wanted to have every single sync pair maxed out, there's a lot of money behind that.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's
who
wildly
realistically
unnecessary
is going to be trying to get every single...
It is wildly unnecessary to do that, but if you did.
Just focus on your favourites, that's what I would say.
Signa Suit, Cynthia, and Serena.
Yeah, Billy the Door's saying look out for his stream, so do follow twitch.tv/Billy the Door. He's got something exciting planned, and I'm very, 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 very scared. But yeah, that's the time trial event. It's the first one they've pulled. Or sort of tried. So let's see what the next one's going to be like. And
DNA have been making a number of tweets saying, we appreciate November may not be the best month for you guys, but we'll promise we'll make it up to you in December. So, we'll hang tight. We'll see what happens.
Is that the one they did a few weeks ago? Or is that recently?
A few weeks ago.
Okay, fair enough.
And to be fair to them, they've rectified the mistake they made with Zinnia and Rayquaza. So you can now get a 5/5 Zinnia 2020 in promotion. So it's not. They're getting there. They're getting there.
I got 2 free gold tickets, which upgraded my blue, and I think you're red.
Yeah, I skipped 2020 to do the same thing and get 2 5-star tickets.
Yeah, she'll be back. She'll be back eventually. So yeah, that is it for the time trial event. But we talked about time trial event and people being in the game, and look who it is. It's Nate.
Yay!
So what's all this about, Nate? Then.
Okay, so Nate is a flying type sync pair. Aerial Ace is his standard move. 2-bar never misses. Dire Hit Plus, which is a staple of a striker now. Fly, which is functions in the same way that
Accelerock or something.
No, not Accelerock. What's the move that Drifblim has? Phantom Force.
Yeah, Phantom Force.
Phantom Force.
Yeah.
Force.
Accelerock
So
as well,
so Fly, you basically remove. No, does Accelerock remove you? Accelerock's just a quick move, isn't it?
It's a quick move, isn't it? Oh, you mean
but it doesn't.
But it's a quick move as well.
Yeah, so Fly's a quick move, but it actually removes you from the field, so you can't be damaged other than by a sync move. And then it basically has a small timer, and at the end of that timer, it will then execute the move at the end of that timer. So it's a good way of dodging moves, and lots of people are using Fly to solo the time trial event because it is a very, very strong move. Base power is 169, 202 at max. It's a very good move. And then Be Brave, 2
and then
uses.
Also, don't forget he's doubly powered as well.
Yeah. And Be Brave drastically raises the user's attack, raises the user's accuracy, which you want for Fly because it's only a 95% accurate move.
So you can get your +6 quite quickly.
Yeah, so you can get to +6 attack and you can get to +3 crit without too much hassle. And then Bravest Brave Bird, which is just a standard flying sync move, 250 base power damage, no additional effect.
And the passives?
Yeah, the passives is where Nate really kind of comes into his own. So Power Flux 3 just boosts the power of moves, they're full of the move gauges, but Quick Combo 3, which is I think the first time we've ever had it, has a moderately good chance of refreshing the number of times the user can use its quick moves, i.e. Fly, by 1 when an attack is successful. So, and that also extends to Fly as well. So you can use Fly or Aerial Ace, and it has a good chance of refreshing the number of times you can use Fly. So with a bit of luck, you can just spam Fly endlessly and never have to worry about the limit of using it only 3 times, which is really handy because it obviously removes Braviary from the field, so it doesn't take damage. It's a handy one to have.
Yeah, I mean, looking at its sync grid as well, it's all right, I guess. I don't know what you'd really do with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing about Nate that is standout. I mean, Fly is a useful little gimmick, but it's not going to wreck shop on serious 3-on-9 battles.
No, it's definitely like a second striker. If anything, it's never something you're going to be using. Apart from this event, obviously, but something you're going to be using in the first instance, by the looks of it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like Nate and I mean, Braviary is a great Pokemon, and I'm glad that Nate got Braviary because I think it's a signature Gen 5 Pokemon. But
yeah, the stats are not that good either, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just not the caliber of other 5-star sync pairs that we've seen.
If you just
particularly
look at
recently,
like his new sync grid, I mean, he does a ton of damage, just an absolute metric ton of damage. So
yeah, Blue was sort of top tier when he first came out. Everyone wanted Blue, and now they've managed to get him back into that top tier, but maybe not quite as top as Red and Charizard.
If you got a flying weak sort of stage, then
yeah, but he's absolutely the premier flying striker.
Yeah. Well, talking about I was going to say flying things. Musharna always seems to be flying, to be fair. But we got Bianca and Musharna in the game, a pair that I'm actually quite excited about. But talk to me about it.
Yeah, not necessarily the pairing that I expected for Bianca. But Musharna and Bianca really are there to buff up your Psychic team. So the key move is Psychic Terrain, which is now the second terrain setter that we have. So it basically sets Psychic Terrain on the field, which boosts the power of Psychic type moves, and I think disables quick moves. I'll have to double check that. But
could you imagine?
I think that's what it does. Stored power, which is the same it works on Will and Zatu, which is the more user stats are raised, the greater the power of the move. You snooze, you lose, which raises the user's defense, special attack, and special defense. and sharply raises these stats if the field is psychic terrain. So
Wow.
a good way of
That's pretty
buffing up.
cool.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad to get +4 on 3 different stats. That's a handy way to do it. And obviously all of that is going to boost stored powers damage as well. And then Psychic, which is the standard damage dealing move for Psychic types, 100 base power, 100 accuracy, and a small chance of lowering the target's special defense.
And sync move.
Yes, Truth Seeking Future Sight, which is a Psychic type sync move, 200 base power, being a tech pair, and the more the target's special defense has been lowered, the greater the power of the move. So you're probably looking to Psychic to do that for you, and there's some things in the sync grid that can help that. And also the passive, Honor Roll 4. So Honor Roll 4 raises the chance of lowering stat values with the additional effects of moves. So that synergizes nicely with Psychic, and Psychic Tech is its tech skill. Type skill.
Now, let me tell you why I'm so excited for this sync pair. Because here's the thing. This, like you said, is brilliant in the Psychic team now. This is never supposed to be like a premier sort of like strike or whatever. But it's already got decent special attack for a tech pair. It's got stored power, it's got psychic terrain, and it's got a trainer move that boosts its own power significantly, so it raises its stats by quite a bit. And its sync grid, you can get stored power, sort of level ups or damage power ups, power ups, I guess. Yep. You got stored power move gauge refresh 20, so a 30% chance of getting a bar back, which is really good for spamming, building sort of sync gauge. You've got Psychic Terrain MP Refresh. You've got Pep Rally 1, which raises speed, like Blue does. And you've got Team Hit and Heal, which makes all allied sync pairs gradually heal themselves when a move is successful in Psychic Terrain.
It's a really good tech sync pair.
Yeah, and it's got other really cool techie things, Lucky Entry 2, which sharply raises, attack, defense, special defense, speed, or accuracy, or evasiveness at random when a Pokemon enters the battle.
You got weird more to help store power.
Yeah, weird shield, special defense increased by 50 in psychic terrain. Just on Fortuitous 3, just all sorts of cool little things in the sort of sync grid. So yeah, very, 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 very cool sync pair, and one that I probably will be looking to get in addition to Lily when the banners come around. Like PokeFair banners and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very cool pair. Surprisingly cool. I was expecting to be very lame, but no, it's a very cool pair.
We have an incredible number of Gen 5 sync pairs now.
Yeah, but like Alda just came in, Nate just came in, Bianca's now here. It's crazy. Yeah,
and we got all of the other ones as well. Hilbert, Rosa.
But just in the last couple of weeks, it's been an influx. And not to forget on Monday, Santa Rosa, or Rosanta as we like to endearingly call her, is coming to the game. Obviously, Seabold and Octillery is also going to be joining her, but we'll be talking about those two next week and looking at the new grids. If there's one for both, I think there's only one for Rosa at the moment, but let's see if Octillery gets one. But just before we move on from the Pokemon Master stuff, let us talk about the Tapu Bulu event. So I used Leaf, so the Signasuit Leaf, Signasuit Blue, and Salazzle, and I managed to defeat it quite easily, which was quite surprising to me. Let me guess what you used. In fact, let me not guess. What did you use?
I used the classic Skylar Red Serena combination, and Tapu Bulu made one move on the hardest difficulty.
So not that hard then, really.
It was a little bit of a pushover.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I'm sure that there's a team combination that DNA was hoping we'd use to make it really difficult, but he was a bit of a pushover.
Cool. Well, we'll move on from that, shall we? We'll go to the calf. What's your order, buddy?
1 Tapu Koko to Go-Go.
Just quickly, really. There's 2 new Pokemon, and one of them looks very creepy. You've got a Piplup, and you've got a Galarian Slowpoke in the calf. And they've got it before we've got Galarian Pokemon, which really sucks, but hey.
Do you know what my favorite thing is, though? Is that Sneasel burger. Look at the detail on that burger.
But I didn't realize it till now. It's incredible.
Look at the detail on that burger.
It
it's great.
Distracts me from Piplup's face, which is still really creepy.
Oh, you find that creepy? I think that's quite cute.
No, it's not cute. The Slowpoke's cute. The Piplup, no, I can't be doing this.
All right.
I'm gonna move on from this because I'm scared. Very scared. I thought Halloween was like a month ago. This is my other punny segment, which is called merch to do about nothing. Yep, you heard me right. But this is a different sort of merch. These are donuts, not just any donuts, Pokemon donuts, and you've got some cool merch to go with it, like cups, mugs, bowls.
Oh my gosh, it looks so cool.
So this is from a chain in Japan called Mr. Donut. Now, Mr. Donut I think of fondly because when I used to go to Japan with my friend on our little trips, places like Akihabara, you'd be walking around a lot, going upstairs quite a lot, and you'd need a break sometimes. So there always used to be this Mr. Donut across the road we used to go over to. There's a whole selection of donuts, think like Krispy Kreme, but like on steroids. And you had all sorts of drinks like melon soda or like usual cup of tea or coffee or whatever. It was just a really nice sort of place to just chill out and relax, in between sort of like trips. And yeah, it's just called Mr. Donut, yeah.
Mr. Donut is Mr. Kipling's Japanese cousin, right?
Yeah, totally. But yeah,
that's canon.
They've got Pokemon donuts, including this really cool looking Chansey one that's got an egg in the middle, which is really surprising. And I really like the mugs, and I sort of read that you can get like these set menus, so like for about £12 you can get like 3 donuts, a drink, and like one of these sort of souvenirs as well to take home. So it's a really good price, I'd say.
Are there Pokeballs also donuts, or are they like part cup, part donut?
No, they're donuts as well. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think it's running till April, so you've got quite some time on these donuts, to be fair. This is the 3rd year in a row they've been running these, so yeah, Pikachu's made it back for the 3rd time. The other thing I want to mention is there's a little Pikachu you can see on the left hand side. It's just a Pikachu wearing a Pokemon shirt, wearing a Pokemon hat with the sort of logo, and you can get that from Amazon Japan, so if anyone's tempted to buy that merch, go for it. But that is it for merch to do about nothing. We'll move on. And it's John Cena! Or it felt like it, because out of nowhere, they've announced that in 2021, the West is getting the film Pokemon the Movie, Secrets of the Jungle. Now, this is the movie called Coco in Japan. So yeah, it's that movie we're going to be getting in 2021. Yeah. Not too sure how they're distributing it. Hopefully on Netflix or something. Or I would like to see it in the cinema, but God knows where we are at this moment of time. I doubt they're going to think it's financially feasible to do it in this current climate, especially in the West. Japan's fine at the moment with cinemas. They're totally fine with cinemas at the moment. I mean, they had one movie, Demon Slayer, that I think crossed like 10 billion yen, became like the 5th highest sort of selling movie of all time.
Well done, Japan.
Yeah, but in Japan, sorry, that is not like globally.
Yeah, well done, Japan.
Yeah, but yeah, we're getting this in 2021. Who knows in 2021? I don't know. They might do it as part of the sort of 25th anniversary. But we'll see. Just a note with this, the Zarude with the cape that you can see is also going to be given away in Japan on December 25th. So yeah, it's separate from the other Zarude that everybody got. So this one's dubbed Dada Zarude. Take off that. Can
I now speculate on that?
No.
It's not spoilers. Can I just speculate on the name Dada Zarude?
No. I know where you're going with it. That's why.
How do you? Okay, all right.
Go on, do it. Just do it.
I want to talk about the word Dada.
Yeah. I thought you were going to be like Zarude, like Dazarude, as in Sandstorm.
No, actually not. No, this is not this is not a Darude Sandstorm joke.
Go on.
Oh, really interestingly, the word Dada means grandfather in most Indian dialects.
Okay.
So this could be a reference to the relationship between Mr. Coco and Zarude.
Mr. Coco? Is Mr. Coco Mr. Donut's cousin?
Yeah, it's so I'm wondering if this is like some kind of Indian setting because of the use of the word Dada, meaning grandfather.
It's a stretch. I will say it's a stretch.
I wonder if that means that Coco's an orphan, and then Zarude is like the adopted dad or adopted
I
grandfather, or
basically
maybe
think
he
this
looks
is
after his dad.
Tarzan the Pokemon movie.
I'll be honest. The more I'm seeing about it, the more I think this is Pokemon Tarzan the movie.
Yeah, I think from the very start it's been Pokemon
With a
Tarzan the movie.
little bit of Jungle Book. With a little bit of Jungle Book.
Oh, perhaps, yeah. Great original ideas. But yeah, the other thing to mention is in the European continent, you've got various giveaways of Zarude happening now. You can go to Game in the UK in store to get your code whilst we're in lockdown. The Pokemon Company doesn't really think about these things, but I think Game are going to be shifting to an online sort of platform.
Game have announced that they will give those codes away online at some point.
So
methodology to be confirmed.
Good old Clara in the chat, Mr. Nathan over there, not related to Mr. Donut. He is Donut though. He told me that GameStop Island are doing it at the moment, so you can enter your email address and they'll give you a code eventually. God knows when.
How do they validate that you live in
You
Ireland?
just have to sign up now between now and I can't remember the date, but just sign up as soon as possible. Which reminds me, I need to go get my Pikachus because I keep forgetting.
Have you still not done that?
No, I haven't done that. I'll do like 15,000 more resets, then I'll do it.
I'm gonna go and get a set on an alternate account just because I know you'll forget. And then you'll have to take them off.
Thank you very much. And yeah, in the US as well, I think they're getting it that same way of going in store. Just check what store it is, US citizens, and getting a code for the Pokemon. My good friend Largent said he'll secure me one, so he's a good man. He's a top man. But yeah, that's it for Pokemon movie news. There's a couple of new trailers up. I think one today, and when was the other one?
It was about a week ago now.
About a week ago. We'll move on. I'm so glad it wasn't Darude. Whether Helioptile is Pokemon Sleep.
Okay, so we had a big announcement in Pokemon Masters this week that we got Bianca and Mushana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mushana isn't Bianca's Pokemon.
What are you talking about?
It's Fennel's Pokemon. Fennel and Mushana are the team, and we had the Dream World. Like Fennel and Mushana are the partnership. Bianca stole Mushana from Fennel.
So are you saying just like Christmas, Pokemon Sleep was stolen?
I'm saying Bianca has kidnapped Fennel. And obviously Fennel has to be in charge of Pokemon Sleep because she's in charge of the Dream World as well. So I think this is all a conspiracy. I think Bianca is the reason Pokemon Sleep hasn't happened yet.
And I really praised her earlier. I feel sick to my stomach. So how do you propose we get her back then? Or get Mushana
the
back?
only way I know how, grab your pitchforks, people. We are going on a hunt.
We're moving on.
Free Fennel 2020.
It's the unknown fact of the week. And the unknown fact of this week is the fact that I thought he was going to say Dada Zarude as in Darude. And I thought that was going to be the punchline to that. And I was going to cry. But he didn't do it.
No faith. No faith.
It's because it's something I would do. And I just reflect on everybody else, obviously. Yeah, unknown fact of the week. What is it?
I have had to pull up my phone for this one because boy does it get technical.
Oh god.
So, unknown fact of the week this week is that there is a protein in the brain responsible for sending electromagnetic waves that is named after Pikachu.
What?
So there is a protein in your brain, and it is basically responsible for sending electrical impulses between your photoreceptor ribbon synapse and the bipolar dendrites. I don't know what those are. They're parts of the brain, though.
And you call yourself Indian?
Listen, I'm not a doctor. I might be Indian, not a doctor. But basically,
you got a PhD in Pokemon, don't you?
I do.
There we
Pikachurin is the name of the protein, and it was discovered in 2008 in Japan by Shigeru Sato, and he named the protein after Pikachu because of Pikachu's nimbleness, lightning-fast moves, and shocking electrical effects.
So is that why Ash makes big brain plays in the anime? Because Pikachu constantly shocks him?
That must be it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we figured it out. No need to thank us.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I love Pokemon popping up in like weird places, but I think the name of a very specific protein in the brain is probably one of my favorites.
We've got some breaking news from the chat. Pokemon cereal is apparently back in the US.
What?
Yeah, it is back.
What? I want to order that now.
You did get some very, very tasty snacks from the Hershey section, didn't you? Not the Hershey section, the international section.
I had an Oreo brownie.
Very jealous.
It was good. It was good.
But that's been another week of the PokeRAMBLE podcast. I've been your host, Kumail, and you can find me on Twitch or Twitter at KumailH. You can find the podcast usually recording at 7:30, or if there's football on, 6:30. Deal with it on Sundays.
There's definitely football next week, so the podcast will be at 6:30.
We'll have to speak about that. Arsenal are always playing. Wait, what time are Liverpool playing?
7:15.
7:15. So if Arsenal start at 4:30, yeah, 6:30 should be fine.
Then you'll finish at 6:30. Yeah, 6:30 till 7:15.
So it'll be 6:30 again next week, apparently. And yeah, no, that's just it. We've got Mewtwo Monday coming up tomorrow. That'll also be on demand afterwards. It's just gonna be
come
half an hour
hang out
to
with
an
us
hour
while we
chat.
stuff fresh out for Mewtwo.
Yeah. I don't know what time we're doing that, but we'll discuss off air probably.
It'll be like an off-topic podcast where we just talk about random things.
Yes, and mostly about my downtrodden luck, where I'm at 1,800 and I think 44 at the moment for Regice. It's great times.
Well, at least you're not double over par yet.
Come on, England. Till next week, people.